In the shadows, a new woman was born. Katherine had spent her entire fortune to erase herself, to get revenge on the friend who stole her husband. She transformed from an ugly girl into a stunning, unrecognizable beauty. But the change was more than skin deep. She broke her own body and mind. She forced herself to write right-handed, retrained her posture, her walk, everything. She studied fashion and mastered makeup, crafting a new identity from scratch. Now wearing a new face and a new name, she returned to the city. She rented the apartment directly across from her target, Lily. She set up professional surveillance, watching her former best friend's every move. The ghostly revenge drama had begun. Her past was the reason. Even when she was ugly, Katherine's perfect grades made her a target for Lily's cruelty. One day, Lily pushed her to the ground. Katherine thought it was an accident, until Lily offered a hand laced with vicious taunts. It wasn't over. Lily violently dumped Katherine's school bag, throwing every precious textbook into the mud. The bullying never stopped, from kindergarten to high school. Katherine begged teachers and parents for help, but was met with cold silence. She learned to hide, to avoid Lily at all costs. But it was never enough. Her desk was always covered in cruel graffiti. One afternoon, as she wiped it clean with red, tear-filled eyes, a boy suddenly approached to help. Stunned, Katherine thanked him. He asked her out, his face flushed. Katherine was stunned. Could happiness really find her? But thinking of her plain face, she declined, her self-esteem too low. The moment she finished speaking, classmates hiding nearby rushed out, demanding chips from a lost bet. The entire confession was a cruel prank orchestrated by Lily. Amidst the roaring laughter, Katherine clutched her clothes, whispering a defense. Lily only threatened her more, forcing Katherine to bow her head and apologize. Lily's voice cut through the memory. I thought the bugs had stopped, but no, there are many. A teacher finally stopped the farce. Later, Katherine was called to confront Lily, but Lily expertly played the victim, twisting the facts with fake tears. In that moment, Katherine understood how dangerous this woman truly was. Her tears could blind men. Her acting could fool anyone. Katherine knew she couldn't win, so she studied harder, got into a top university far away, and escaped her personal hell. In college, she met David, an astronomy lover, focused and kind. He never minded her appearance, only admired her seriousness. For Katherine, the bullied girl, it felt like being treasured. Day by day, they fell in love. Right after graduation, she accepted his proposal. They married, but her happiness was tragically short-lived. Not long after the wedding, David stayed out late, claiming overtime. A bad feeling grew. She called his company. His colleagues said he hadn't worked overtime in weeks. She hired a private investigator. The moment she opened the envelope of evidence, her world collapsed. Her husband was having an affair with Lily, bullied as a student, and now her marriage stolen by the same woman. Desperate to save her marriage, Katherine went to Lily's office. She demanded Lily leave her husband, or she'd go public with the scandal. Lily just dragged her to a corner and sneered. She said David cheated because Katherine lacked charm. Then she turned to leave. Katherine chased after her. Suddenly, Lily threw herself and a vase to the floor. She covered her face, screaming for security. Guards rushed in, grabbing Katherine without question and shoving her away. Looking at Lily's snake-like smile, Katherine's roar of fury filled the hall. What broke her completely was David's choice. He chose Lily without hesitation. I don't need anything from you. Let's just get divorced. Katherine had to let go, but rumors spread at her job, blaming her for the divorce. The pressure forced her to resign. A series of blows left her broken. She didn't leave her apartment for half a year. Finally venturing out for food, she checked her mailbox. Inside was a wedding invitation from David and Lily. It was filled with humiliating words. Katherine tore it apart in a rage, but Lily's proud face swirled in her mind. Over a decade of pent-up resentment exploded. As she plotted her revenge, she saw a flyer for a plastic surgery clinic. The screen turned. Katherine was alone on the operating table. She spent every last penny of her savings and divorce settlement. When the bandages came off, her old, ugly self was gone. To get close to David, she got a job at the flower shop he frequented. Her new beauty got her the job easily. She waited. Finally, David came in to buy flowers. This was their first reunion since her transformation. He didn't recognize her at all. Katherine wrapped the bouquet, skillfully adding a green clover. Smiled. It's the most precious clover we grow. It means. Lucky. Thank you. You're very beautiful, David said, captivated. But Katherine only felt hatred now. Back in her small rental, the wall was covered with photos of David. Every photo was a painful memory. Through her high-powered telescope, she watched the happy couple across the street. Lily's gorgeous, sinister sneer was etched in her mind forever. The lucky clover would soon become a death charm. Clover has another meaning after all. David began coming to the flower shop daily. They grew familiar. Then, Katherine engineered a chance meeting at a restaurant where David was dining with colleagues. She brought over a plate, lying that a friend had stood her up. Seeing her beauty, David's colleagues warmly invited her to join them. He couldn't refuse. This was her first true, close encounter with David since the surgery. After dinner, they happened to walk home together. Katherine seized the moment, looking at the night sky and asking about astronomy. As expected, the quiet David lit up, talking happily. Shared hobbies brought them closer. David had no idea he was walking into his ex-wife's trap. Seeing her opportunity, Katherine suggested they go for a drink. David hesitated, afraid Lily would find out. But the idea of a drink with this beautiful woman won. He took her to a bar he knew. As they chatted, a voluptuous figure suddenly appeared. Katherine froze. It was Lily. David, afraid of angering Lily, had secretly called her there. Panicked, Katherine fled to the bathroom. All of this was seen by the bar's owner, Leo. Hiding in the bathroom, Katherine tried to calm down. In a daze, a vision of her old self appeared. Be quiet. You are no longer a victim. You are a weapon now. Steeling herself, Katherine returned. She knew Lily loved flattery. She praised Lily like a fairy and expressed admiration for her marriage. The compliments worked. Lily was instantly happy. Before leaving, she eagerly added Katherine on social media. The moment Lily turned away, Katherine's fake smile vanished. As she tried to leave, Leo blocked her path. He'd seen through her act. He bluntly said she must have deep hatred for Lily. Katherine denied it, but Leo's sharp gaze frightened her. Soon Lily invited Katherine for tea. She immediately began showing off, bragging about her modeling and her thousands of online fans. Katherine played along, feeding Lily's ego with flattery. Once Lily was high on praise, Katherine casually asked how she and David met. Lily shrugged it off as true love, claiming she saved David from a worthless marriage. She had no idea she was insulting the woman sitting across from her. Furious but smiling, Katherine endured it. Then Lily pulled her to shop for a tie for David. Katherine chose the simplest, most low-key style. She knew David's taste intimately. As predicted, David chose the tie matching his ex-wife's preference. Lily's face fell. Watching David wear the tie she chose gave Katherine a dark, secret satisfaction. Learning David wanted to plan a wedding anniversary surprise for Lily, Katherine offered to help. She promised an unforgettable memory. Grateful, David agreed. They finalized details at a cafe. David would place the order. Katherine would deliver. She successfully got his contact info. David left full of happy expectation, unaware of the storm Katherine would brew. That night, Katherine used voice-changing software to call David's office, maliciously complaining and forcing him to work late. When David came home empty-handed, Lily tried to explain the gift was coming, but Lily screamed at him for 3 hours. Katherine, watching secretly through her telescope, was very satisfied. The next day, a dejected David asked why the gift wasn't delivered. Katherine pretended to be helpless, blaming a poor network signal. She apologized profusely, laughing inside. Unknown to her, Leo had secretly filmed everything. That afternoon he confronted Katherine, showing her the photo and demanding a meeting that evening. But Katherine wasn't scared. She'd been investigating Leo. That evening at the bar, Leo kept pressing. Was her target David or Lily? Katherine wouldn't reveal her true goal. You're trying to ruin him, aren't you? You're very smart. A legend. Did you check me out? Then Leo revealed his own motive. He wanted to take down David and Lily too. He knew about their affair. What he hated most in life were people who betrayed relationships. He proposed an alliance to make their lives hell. Katherine was wary, unsure of Leo's true intentions. The next day, she saw David walking dejectedly past the flower shop. He confessed that even after he got the gift, Lily threw it in a corner, shanty-ing it for not being the latest model. To soothe him, Katherine suggested stargazing. David agreed immediately. The familiar stars relaxed him. He forgot this was where he and his ex-wife had fallen in love. On the way home, emotional, he talked nostalgically about his first love, his ex-wife. Seizing the moment, Katherine pretended to feel dizzy and fell into his arms. She lied about anemia, begging him to take her to her apartment. She thought he'd agree, but at the last moment, David held his line. He couldn't keep secrets from Lily or enter a single woman's home. Katherine went home alone, frustrated. This failure was a blow. Then a text arrived from Leo. Lily was at his bar again, complaining about David's tacky gift, while openly flirting with Leo, asking for a secret date. Leo agreed, seeing an opportunity. Now it was Katherine's turn to use it. The news was a tonic. Katherine's resolve hardened. She picked up scissors and cut off the long hair she'd grown for 20 years. With her new look, she found Leo, showed her determination, and laid out her full revenge plan. Step 1. Leo would go on the secret date with Lily. They dined and shopped in an anime atmosphere. Lily flirted and teased, making Leo play along. At the perfect moment, he sent a signal to Katherine, watching in Lily's the shadows. Hand. Just as Lily was enjoying the thrill, Katherine suddenly appeared, catching them. They went to the riverbank. Katherine bought 2 bottles of green tea, a clear message. At first, Lily played it cool and proud. When Katherine threatened to tell David, Lily immediately broke, begging her to keep the secret. Please don't tell David. I'll do anything. For the first time, the woman who haunted Katherine was scared of her. Meanwhile, Leo found David. He accidentally showed him the flirtatious chat history with Lily, revealing her true unfaithful face. David was in disbelief. The woman he loved had betrayed him. Leo played innocent, saying it was all Lily's doing, and that Katherine could prove it. David's mind was in chaos. Leo then suggested a private camping trip to help David win Lily back, and to show Lily he wasn't interested. David, confused, agreed. Katherine's carefully planned trap was set. At the campsite, Lily sat like a queen, ordering everyone around. David was made to serve her. Katherine watched, working silently, a complex feeling in her heart. This was the plan's core. Outdoor life reveals true nature. She wanted David to see Lily's spoiled, useless character, to destroy their relationship from within. David asked Lily to help gather firewood. Lily, who never worked, brought back a handful of wet leaves. David asked her to try again. She erupted, blaming him for unclear instructions. Katherine immediately stepped in, expertly cutting wood and lighting the fire. Both David and Leo praised her capability. Lily, unchained, dumped all the work on Katherine, and went back to her phone. David watched, filled with helpless disappointment. Later, Katherine secretly threw the remaining firewood in the river. Then she needed more wood, and asked David to go to the forest with her. Before leaving, she planted a seed of doubt. She asked if he was okay leaving Lily alone with Leo. Hesitating, David still chose to go with Katherine. The bait was taken. As soon as they left, Leo apologized to Lily for running off last time. She complained, then forgave him. She had a sore back and asked for a massage. Leo walked behind her, stroking her hair. An anime scent filled the forest air. At the perfect moment, Katherine led David to a vantage point overlooking the camp. He saw Leo's hands on Lily, their intimate scene. He froze. Katherine immediately flashed a light signal down the mountain. Leo saw it and jerked his hands away. But it was too late. David had seen enough. Katherine comforted him, saying it might be a misunderstanding. Her words only deepened his doubt. To create more alone time, she had another plan. She secretly removed the batteries from their flashlight. Heading back, she realized they were dead. After a few steps, she pretended to twist her ankle. David, seeing her in trouble, suggested they find a clearing and wait for help. He had no idea this was all scripted. They built a fire. Bitterly, David said Lily might be in their way. He confessed he'd divorced his ex-wife for Lily. and now wondered if that choice was a terrible mistake. Katherine seized the topic. If he had the chance to get back with his ex-wife, what would he choose? She just wanted to prove she was more important than Lily. The question made David fall silent. Then, it depends on her. She probably doesn't like me anymore. Katherine was crushed. After cruelly abandoning her, he now pretended to be considerate. So she slowly moved closer. She softly tested him. Would he consider someone serious and reliable? Someone like her? The Bayame hint made David's heart race. Before he could react, Katherine took his hand. Under this double assault of words and touch, his defenses crumbled. She struck while the iron was hot, snuggling into his arms. She whispered she wouldn't burden him. Lily would never know. That removed his last defense. He didn't refuse her kiss. He began to enjoy it. Meanwhile, Lily, noticing they were gone, wasn't worried. She chatted with Leo about the past. She told him she and David's ex-wife were classmates. She belittled the ex-wife to his face, calling the marriage a mistake. Hearing this, Leo finally understood Katherine's true identity. When Lily and Leo found them, Lily pretended to be worried. But David knew it was an act. He had completely lost interest in his wife. Katherine's plan had worked like a catalyst. Later, Katherine met with Leo to start the next phase. Knowing how disgusting Lily was, Leo pledged his full help. Whenever free, Katherine dated David, deepening their relationship. But David seemed tired and conflicted each time. Katherine saw right through him. He wanted his cake and to eat it too. She felt only contempt. One night at home, David tried to invite Lily to watch a meteor shower. She refused, bored. The frustrated David instead invited Katherine, even asking for an overnight trip. This surprised her. Seeing her concern, David quickly said it wasn't for a hotel room, but to watch the stars together. She agreed. On a meadow, they gazed skyward like lovers. David took the initiative and kissed her. Seizing the moment, Katherine told him she knew the perfect place to go, but it was far away. David, enchanted, promised he'd break things off with Lily soon so they could be together openly. Katherine happily leaned on his shoulder. She was one step closer to her goal. After separating, she had Leo book a minsu in David's name. The next day, David lied to Lily about a business trip and left with Katherine. As soon as they left the station, David took off his disguise and boldly put his arm around Katherine. The move sickened her. Excusing herself to the bathroom, she turned and wiped where he touched her. In the bathroom, she texted Leo, "Begin the next phase." On the mountaintop, Katherine raised her phone to take pictures, her finger secretly sending the action signal. Leo received it and made his move. Using a voice changer, he made a vicious complaint call to David's company. This was David's job to handle, but he was on vacation. Leo threatened to go public. Colleagues had to try to contact David. As one colleague was about to call David's cell, another stopped her. David had said not to disturb his vacation. Helpless, they called his home number instead. Lily, home alone, answered. David was happily taking photos with Katherine when his work phone rang. His face fell. Katherine urged him to answer. Reluctantly, he stepped away. Behind him, Katherine smiled. This was all her plan. David learned of the crisis. Unwilling to leave, he lied that he was drunk on vacation and couldn't return for hours. His colleague insisted he handle it now. His lie was exposed. He had to agree to return immediately. By the time he got to the office, it was late. His supervisor said there was no need to explain. The company valued integrity. David realized his career was over. He returned home dejected. Lily was applying a face mask. She didn't care why he was back early, only if he'd brought her package. David had never felt more alone. The company, blaming his personal conflicts, transferred him to a remote subsidiary. Refusal meant being fired. Middle-aged and trapped, he couldn't say no. Lily offered no comfort, only complaints. Then she realized, with her husband gone, she could date Leo openly. She suddenly smiled. Jayi Anwe ing David to work hard over there. Thinking of her, he saw right through her. He erupted in anger, yelling at her. Katherine, watching this fight through her telescope, felt a surge of dark satisfaction. But the revenge wasn't over. When David was at his lowest, Katherine appeared. He pulled her into a hug. She immediately broke away, saying people might see. She took him to the river. She learned he was being sent away. On the surface, she was heartbroken. Inside, she rejoiced. David's Shritan ally suggested maybe quitting was better. Then Lily might divorce, and they could be together. Katherine saw through his cowardice. She offered a perfect solution. She'd move with him to the new city. They could be together without him quitting or divorcing. Deeply moved, David agreed to her plan. The next morning, David accepted the transfer. Lily was secretly thrilled but pretended to be sad. When he left, she didn't even bother to see him off. Katherine's send-off was completely different. The deeply moved David hugged her tightly, promising to bring her over once he was settled. Katherine nodded, 假装同意. The moment he left, her smile turned cold. She wiped her lips in disgust. David arrived at the company housing to find insulting graffiti on his wall. Onlookers pointed and whispered. Before he'd even arrived, had anonymously exposed his betrayal on the local community website. With detailed photos, his reputation was destroyed. He was a pariah. He tried to call Katherine for comfort, but her number was dead. All her social media was gone. He called the flower shop. She'd resigned long ago. Katherine had vanished from his world. To cut all contact, she met with Lily and lied that she was being stalked by a colleague of David's. For safety, she had to quit and move, begging Lily to keep it secret. Lily, sympathetic to the beautiful woman's plight, agreed. This promise sealed David's isolation. Stranded, unable to contact Katherine, enduring the villagers' glares, David was broken. He lay in his dorm, staring at a photo hoping she'd come. He didn't know he was now useless to Katherine, and to Lily, he was just a cash machine. She stared at her phone, waiting for his salary to deposit. You don't have to cook. I'll just eat the best seafood I got. Katherine's revenge against the scumbag was complete. Her next target was the unsuspecting